est ainsi proclamé élu le candidat Bia Paul.
Today, a dark chapter in our country's history has come to an end. The Constitutional Council has just announced truncated result awarding a fictitious victory to the outgoing president, Paul Biya.
Nakaa gerezani kwa sababu ya tarehe 29 tu. Kesi imekwisha. Kesi kwisha.
Elections are won, elections are lost by the vote of the people. This election, as you know, did not meet the minimum standards expected of a free, transparent, credible, fair election. It will go down as one of the most controversial elections ever conducted in Nigeria.
Good evening, viewers. This is BVI Channel 1. You're welcome on this live interactive section that cuts across our social media platforms. We're streaming from our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram, and also on TikTok. Wonderful people on TikTok. We are here to talk about the African Revolution, ballot revolution, we call it. And we did this program a couple of days, but the rampage of revolution is still raging. And we are back again to highlight on some key factors that will liberate Africans from bad governance. On this platform, we do not support violence or breakdown of law and order. Here, we are here to liberate Africans with undiluted truth, to inspire the people to rise up and put an end to bad governance. And it begins with the ballot revolution. Many a times when we preach this, people doubt its possibilities in Africa, particularly from Nigeria. But we see it happen as it begins with Cameroon recently after their presidential election. Their ancestors who have been in power for God knows how long were declared winners back again into power. Talking about Paul Biya. And the people said, no, enough is enough. We're going to compare the three sequences of what is happening in Cameroon, what is happening in Tanzania, and what happened in Nigeria in 2023, and what is currently building up in Nigeria. Now, let us quickly get down to the first one, beginning with that of Cameroon. Don't go away. For those of you who are watching from TikTok, please stay tuned while we go on the YouTube. If you want to be watching everything that is happening, please subscribe on our YouTube channel. It is BVI Channel 1. All right? So that you'll be following up with what we are doing right there. All right, let us quickly get you the Cameroun incident.
Est ainsi proclamé élu président de la République comme ayant obtenu la majorité des suffrages exprimés. Le candidat Bia Paul.
My dear compatriot, my fellow citizen Cameroonian, brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Today, a dark chapter in our country's history has come to an end. The Constitutional Council has just announced truncated result awarding a fictitious victory to the outgoing president, Paul Biya. In so doing, this institution has turned away from its mission as a guardian of truth and democracy to become a partisan body and enemy of the sovereignty of the people. Yet, the truth of the ballot is clear. The official report from our polling station, compiled and secured by our representatives across the country, demonstrate unequivocally that we won this election by a large majority. This victory is not mine alone. It belongs to the Cameroonian people. At this moment, I wish to pay a solemn tribute to our brothers and sisters who fell in the bullet of a regime that became criminal while they were peacefully exercising a universal right. Their sacrifice will never be in vain. Their blood reminds us that freedom, justice, and dignity are worth more than fear and repression. People of Cameroon, you turned out in large number despite intimidation and threat. I thank you. This time, they will not stop us. We have already won. No falsified proclamation can erase the legitimacy given to us by ballot box. We demand an immediate end to the barbaric act, the killing, the arbitrary arrest, and the intimidation. Setting a country ablaze and drenched in the blood simply to cling to power is not only a moral failing, it is a crime against the people and against humanity. I solemnly declare that the people will not back down. We will not yield to fear or to manipulation. We remain united, mobilized, and will continue to resist until final victory.
Le peuple est fâché. Le peuple est fâché. Le peuple fait tomber les dictateurs. Personne n'aime celui-ci. Paul Biya, quand tu vois ça, est-ce que tu es content? Quand tu vois ça, Paul Biya, est-ce que tu es content? Tu veux diriger les gens qui ne t'aiment pas, pourquoi? Hein? Tu veux diriger les gens qui ne t'aiment pas, pourquoi? Pourquoi tu insistes? Pourquoi? Pourquoi tu insistes? 43 ans, ça ne suffit pas. 43 ans, ça ne suffit pas. Pourquoi pousser à 50 ans? Pourquoi? On a mal. On fait ça pas parce qu'on veut. Nous, on t'a aimé par le passé. Parce qu'on avait cru à toi, Paul Biya. On n'aime pas ce qu'on fait là. Mais là, c'est trop juste. Le peuple est révolté. Le peuple est révolté. Le peuple est révolté. Le peuple est révolté. Le peuple est révolté du côté de l'Unisoke. Ah ça. Le peuple est révolté. Après ces élections.
Je tiens tout particulièrement a condamné avec la plus grande fermeté ces actes insurrectionnels et prémédités qui portent gravement atteinte à l'ordre public, à la sécurité et à la stabilité de notre cher et bon pays. Il est désormais clairement établi qu'en s'autoproclamant vainqueur de l'élection présidentielle du 12 octobre dernier, en violation du code électoral, en lançant des appels répétés à l'insurrection, en incitant ses partisans à défier l'ordre établi, en organisant des manifestations illégales qui se sont soldées par des pertes en vie humaine et la destruction des biens publics et privés, le candidat Issa Chirouma s'est rendu coupable de plusieurs infractions réprimées par nos lois. Il devra en répondre devant les juridictions compétentes.
Fight, grab it, snatch it, and run with it.
Let's by enemies stop corruption.
Yes, my people, we are back again. That is what you just seen from Cameroon. That is the developing story. Now, there is a dynamic with what happened in Cameroon and what is happening in Tanzania. The Cameroonians waited for the election to have taken place and the results announced. And when it does not reflect the voting of the people at the polling unit, boom, and also after the result was announced, obviously Paul Biya was declared winner, and the opposition leader said that is unacceptable. And the people who knows that truly it does not reflect the ballot. That's how the uprising and the protest started in Cameroon. Now, there is a paradigm shift, a little bit shift with what happened in Tanzania. We're going to highlight that very quickly, and then we proceed to that of Nigeria. Let us quickly take a look at that very briefly, okay? And we move over to that of Nigeria.
Nakaa gerezani kwa sababu ya tarehe 29 tu. Kesi imekwisha. Kesi kwisha.
Huwezi ukawa mgombea alafu ukachagua supervisor wa tume. Sisi tunataka tume ule uchaguzi ili kila Mtanzania ashiriki kuchagua kiongozi anayemtaka.
Sisi ni Watanzania wapenda haki wa nchi hii. Sisi tumezaliwa katika nchi hii, hatuna nchi nyingine. Kwa hiyo ni kwamba tunapenda uhuru wa maoni, tunapenda kuzuia utekaji, tunapenda uhuru wa vyombo vya habari, pia tunapenda vyama vya siasa vipate uhuru wake. Sisi ni kwamba tunapenda siasa ya Tanzania iwe siasa safi. Siasa kama aliyotuachia Mwalimu Nyerere, ni kwamba kila mtu ana uhuru wa kutoa maoni.
Tunaandamana kwa sababu uchaguzi si wa haki. Sababu tuliokuwa tunawataka kwanza hawapo. Wameweka watu wao. Isitoshe na viongozi wengine wa vyama wameshikwa. Kwa haki tunayoitaka sisi ndio kama hivi, tunaandamana ili tuipate haki kama raia, kama katiba inavyosema. Tumeanza kuandamana hapa, mtu mmoja akapigwa risasi ya kwenye bega, ndio katokea upande wa pili. Kwa hiyo inafika sehemu mpaka unaanza kuwaza why, yani nakuaje?
Hatutaki CCM, hatutaki CCM, hatutaki CCM, hatutaki CCM, hatutaki CCM, hatutaki CCM.
Let's by enemies stop corruption.
That is it for the Tanzanians. You can see the shift on the narrative where the people could not wait for the election to take place because of already flawed system and process in the election. Over the years, the institution had been very corrupt. You can hear the young people who were on the street chanting and protesting, calling out the electoral body responsible for elections because of the flaws of the system. They couldn't wait. They don't want the system that is already put in place to return corrupt leaders in power or the incumbent back to power. Nigerians will understand that better when it comes to INEC. They were calling out the electoral body responsible for elections when they were protesting in Tanzania. The young people there trooped out in mass and they were protesting the corrupt process. So they don't have to wait till after the election is done. They don't have to wait until after the whole damage has been done and perfected. They came out on the day of the election. They didn't allow the election to hold because the system is already flawed. They were demanding for no election, no reform, no election. No reform, no election. That's what they were chanting. That's what they were demanding for. And from the video, we saw the opposition leader who chose to be in the prison even before the election, so that nobody will, drag him along as the instigator of the protest. Unlike what you saw in Cameroun, where the opposition leader came out and said they cannot accept this result and urge the people to stand out and stand their ground to defend their votes and also ensure that their mandate is not stolen, which is all erupted in the protest and the riot that was happening in Cameroun. But you see the shift in Tanzania. Now, when you come to Nigeria, because that is where it gets more interesting, okay? The Nigerian people did not take these two process when it comes to the 2023 election. Now, what is now building up following what happened in Tanzania, or what's happening in Tanzania, and what is happening in Cameroon, compared with what happened in 2023. Let us take a quick look at that. Then when we come back, we can open up the floor. Those of you who are watching as a Godfrey, thank you for sticking by. This is BVI Channel 1. Keep watching. If you want to come up and join the conversation, that is fine. We are streaming mainly on our YouTube channel, our Facebook platforms, and also on Instagram. All right? We are new on TikTok, and we want to carry everybody along in this journey of education, sensitization, and mobilization for good governance. So let's get to it with that of Nigeria very, very quickly. Then we can now enter and nosedive into the critical analysis of this whole incident, the ballot revolution we've been preaching all these years. Let's get to it quickly. I'll be right back for those of you watching from our main platforms.
Dati Baba Ahmed and I remain absolutely undaunted and deeply committed to the project of a new Nigeria that will be built on honesty, transparency, fairness, justice, equity. All the above starts with the process. The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do thereafter. It is my belief, and I've maintained so consistently, that if you must answer His Excellency, the process through which you arrive to office must be excellent.
This last election, at least I've been expressing the election since the time of our Shagari and UP and NPN, time of Shagari and Awolowo. But I've never seen election like this since they have been voting in Nigeria. This time around, this one is open to everybody that vote was not counted. And this is eyewitness. You can see that when they announce election, there's no jubilation anywhere. Even though the people, the party themselves, APC, they are not even, nowhere they jubilate that they won. Nowhere they celebrate that they won. Only that one have signified because the conscience is there. No one vote, there's no any good Nigeria will come out and cast their vote for APC. It's not possible. So the person that win the election, they totally rob him and put him in the whole Nigeria, the whole youth, everybody come out to cast their vote. So that we are tired of all these elderly old men. Let the young man come and roll. But it was totally robbed. And this time around, anybody, when you talk too much, you will see on no government. Who are the no government? I'm not saying a government too. If you put Gina, you know.
Sir, so who do you think is the winner of the election, sir?
The winner of the election? It's an open saying. The whole Nigeria came out, I've said it. Or is it till I mention him? Until the whole Nigeria came out and said Nigeria are tired of the old men.
That question is very real. You understand?
So I don't want to.
Everybody knew that Peter Obi is the winner. Everybody knows Peter Obi is the winner. You understand me? Everybody, even small pikin knows yes, so Peter Obi is the winner for that past election, that February 25. You understand? For now to tell us yes, so now another person. I'm a Yoruba by my tribe. You understand me? People, the whole world, the whole this federation, we fought for Peter Obi, and the whole world, everyone self knows say yes, so it's Peter Obi that he win. Why they come bring the resource say yes, so another person win? That's the problem.
People who voted for me across the nation voted for hope. I've never rigged the election. I've never paid anybody to do the same. I've never bought votes. Never paid anybody to vote for me. and I will never do so. Those who voted for me voted for hope. In most places where people think I was voted by only a group of people or Igbos, it is wrong. We had thousands of votes in most states in the north. In Kaduna, we had about 300,000 votes, where they say we will not get 2,000 votes. We had 300,000. In several other places in the north, we won in Jos. The Igbos are not the most populated people in Jos. We won in Lagos. In Lagos, the Igbos are not the most populated people. In fact, I have more votes from the indigenous than I had from the Igbos. And it happens everywhere. In Benin, in Edo, the Igbos are not the most populated people there. Same thing in Delta, same thing in several other places. We're not. In Cross River State, they voted for hope. That was their vote. And I keep saying to Nigerians, I will change Nigeria. I know what it takes. I've done it at what I can call a subnational state. So I have the experience and I have the contacts globally that can change Nigeria.
Why yo, politician?
Fight, grab it, snatch it, and run with it.
Let's by enemies stop corruption.
My mic is out. Sorry about that. Now, what you've seen so far is a demonstration that it is possible. The ballot revolution we've been preaching, GGM have been mobilizing the people because everything revolves around good governance. After God, political power. If Africans understand the powers of governance, they will not toil with electoral seasons, because that is the only opportunity they have to make a stand and make a change, to start a fight to liberate themselves from bad governance, not after they have consolidated power, after any election. Because an election is like a window that is opening. You know, when people watch Premiership and all of those, International Football League, you know, that window where they can sell and buy players. That's the opportunity for people to boost up their teams. This is the time and what election represents in the whole world, particularly Africans. But Africa had, for a very long time, misplaced their priority, have over the years been so nonchalant about it. And that is why the worst of Africans have always emerged as leaders in Africa. And that is why Africa will continue to go down. That's why Africa will continue to suffer and people dying in their millions because of hunger and poverty, because of preventable diseases, ultimately because of bad governance. When we even talk about a relationship, families and the rest of them, family values are crashing in Africa with double quick march. Because is it not when a man is up and running and be able to take care of his family, he'll be able to put his family together and nurture them with the family values? Is it the time where you have parents who could not take care of their children? Is it not children that are going all out to do all manner of shenanigans to survive? So it is just like the animal jungle where no rule apply. That the only rule available is eat or get eaten. The rule of the jungle. And that is why things have continued to nosedive in Africa. And that is why we need to continue maintaining this momentum across African nations to rise up to the occasion and put an end to this madness. Now, Nigerian people have been preaching this. They know about it, the ballot revolution. But they have always said it is impossible. They've discouraged me. Forget about it. Stop talking about it. It's not possible. But today we see it happen in Africa. We see it happen in Cameroun. We see it happen in Tanzania. And that of Nigeria is warming up. Let me play that video out for you in from what is happening just last night from Niger State, where there is a perceived malpractice by INEC during the council poll, and the people went there to destroy the ballot boxes and also the INEC offices. Don't forget, we do not preach or encourage violence. We do not preach or encourage violence or breakdown of law and order. But what we're saying here is that the people must stand up and insist that the right thing must be done. In a country where the lawmakers are lawbreakers, law enforcers are the criminals who perpetuate and break down the law. In a society where the government have criminal tendency to break its own law, not to abide by the law it sets for itself and for the people. That is why the people must rise up to the occasion, because ultimately the people holds the sovereignty, not the people in power.
One, elections are lost by the vote of the people. This election, as you know, did not meet the minimum standard expected of a free, transparent, credible, fair election. It will go down as one of the most controversial elections ever conducted in Nigeria. The good and hardworking people of Nigeria have again been robbed by our supposed leaders whom they trusted. However, let me humbly and most respectfully appeal to all Nigerians to remain peaceful, law-abiding, and conduct themselves in most responsible manner. Please be assured that Dati and I, and indeed all of us, this is not the end, but the beginning of the journey for a birth of new Nigeria. Dati Baba Ahmed and I remain absolutely undaunted and deeply committed to the project of a new Nigeria that will be built on honesty.
Okay, that is it for now. We've seen the video coming from the Niger State. Okay, Niger State. INEC office was, ransacked. I think council pools was going on there, and the people said no. I think they are taking a cue from what is happening in all of these countries. In Dubisi, you can unmute yourself. Let's have this conversation very quickly before we wrap it up in a couple of minutes. You can unmute yourself. Yeah, Dubisi.
Hello, good. Yeah, hello, good evening to you.
And I'm Kekime. Welcome.
I'm all right. Thank you for the message of good governance.
I gonna put until we'll be preaching on the people until the people get to know. Ndubisi, what's your own summary about this whole thing from Cameroon to Tanzania and also Nigeria, like what happened in Niger State? Is it that there is a copy protest that is happening?
The message of good governance has been ongoing for the past 10 years or thereabouts. But it seems that people are not paying attention. But like I told you, there is time for everything. There is time for everything. And when it's time, of course, nothing, no force or end can stop it. That is what I've always believed. And that is what will happen. These political actors or political juggernauts, they believe that the picnic will continue. And last year I told you that soonest the judgment day will arrive. People never believed it. People were asking questions: how, when, where?
Is it possible?
Is it possible? Just like today in Nigeria, people don't believe that anything is not possible. We've caged all the system. Like in Anambra State, you've seen what is ongoing. The sitting governor spending billions of naira just because of re-election, and encouraging people to donate to his campaign cause when he has billions of taxpayers on. So it has that singular thing has told or reminded everybody that people in power are drunk, so much drunk that they don't even know what is going on around them.
Exactly.
Like what is going on around Africa? You've seen what is the case with Cameroun. This is a man that has been in power for 42 years. And this is a man that is 92 years old. This is a man that has gotten his birth pass to join his ancestors. But still,
he's a living ancestor.
He still wants to take Cameroon to his ancestors. But I want to also say and believe that it's not him in person that is insisting that he wants to be in power.
Of course, we know.
People around him.
Not only people around, even foreign powers.
It is people around him. It is okay. Foreign powers. Why wouldn't the foreign powers get another person, or even his son? Get his son that is about 62 years old and transfer power to him. Why wouldn't they encourage another person? Or why wouldn't they encourage that that man from the north that won the election? So that will tell you that impunity one day will expire. It has an expiring date. The same thing with other parts of the country or African country like Tanzania. You've seen how the Gen Z insisted that the electoral law has to be changed before going into the poll.
Exactly.
Then they didn't wait. They didn't wait for anybody to
maneuver the system first and come up with a charade of a result.
No, they insisted that the right thing be done. And today I'm getting reports that about 700 people have already died. And more are still dying.
I thought the president had fled.
Yes, he has, but nobody has taken over power. So I can say that the leadership of the country is under by lot.
There's a vacuum in power now. And this one is will now be Game of Thrones. Everybody now jostling to grab it, even the military.
Oh, of course, the military will take over. Maybe before tomorrow now you play around this. So coming to Nigeria, I know something will kickstart it. Something that's in testing the microphone.
You see, you see that there will be a paradigm shift. You see it happen in 2027 with what is happening. And Nigerians are very good at sharing and trending some of those videos and all of those things. They are happy to see other people who are fighting for their freedom, but they can never do same for themselves.
Anyway, right now, nobody can say this is what will happen in 2027. But it all depends on how the political players handle the situation. I mean, the person at the helm of affairs like Jagaban, how he handles the whole thing. If he should do his politics well, like Jagaban, as in bribing everybody, like you've seen almost every big waste in Nigeria joining APC and leaving the masses of Nigeria to be in opposition. That is APC versus masses of Nigeria. If he can do it well, because when you pronounce people with poverty and hunger, people will no longer take strength.
Of course, now.
Or have that mental stability to reason.
Yeah, sure.
So, if you are in opposition, how much do you have to mobilize people? Or even to talk sense into their head? So, if Jagaban, I know the guy is dangerously smart, can come up with policies that weaken the opposition in terms of having access to finance, putting money in their pockets. Like now today, you hear of student loan. You hear of even lecturers grant, lecturers loan. If you need a loan to build a house or buy a car, you have access to that. If you need loan to pay school fees, it's just a matter of going to Porter, fill the Porter, and once approved, they will pay the school fees into your university and be giving you pocket money. That is federal government program. So what you do is to weaken the opposition and weaken the support base of key opposition party. And you can see that he has almost destroyed PDP. PDP is no longer in opposition. It's been as much as they try to organize. But how far can they do that? So you see people be moving around. Maybe his former allies are not paying him at the campaign. Even his closest people, like someone like Valos,
yeah.
the Anambra State, yeah. You can see that Kenny to go, the likes of Kenny to go, and many others are joining. Some joining ADC, and ADC, give and take, is already article party. Chinedu, from your own point of view, that if APC wants opposition, they should make to be political leader in that party. But do you think they will make him?
Of course, what happened in what happened during the time of PDP will still happen again, and that is exactly the prayer of Tinubu to return back to power.
Seriously, personally, I don't think ADC will be smart. Well, you see these political heavyweights.
They know they learn quick now.
These guys are daft, and these guys are just can I say greedy? Yeah, I just don't know how to describe them. But they are blinded with that possession. They are possessed with instrument of power. And all what their pastors and their traditional medicine, DPS, their pastors will be telling them is that God, I've seen him, I can see you in Asorok. I can see you in Asorok. Even when the person knows that it's not possible. It's not possible. So what I'm saying is that it's just God. Because the ability to mobilize the masses, you need a very strong force to stand in between the line. And you can see that man in Cameroun standing in between the line.
You saw they already putting out files to prosecute that man, though.
Yes, and the island demand has traveled out of the country. So if someone like that is not there, the masses will not have that confidence.
Yes. I know one of the things people held against Peter Obi in 2023.
Yes, because you have to be talking tough. You have to be there, be talking tough. And the people should always be there to guide you. You should be the people's man. But anyway, let's see how it goes. But the message, what we are passing out there is that the power belongs to the people, no matter what not. Those people in power are the servants of the people. So people should be conscious of that. In 2027, what will work out is when you see the forces, good governance, working with AAC working with obedience, all the those activist platform coming together and David identified Obi as the leader because Obi has his own and Obi is already an institution. You can't like Obi or hate Obi.
But that's true now.
A global personality. Is a global brand. Is the ambassador, the chief ambassador of good governance. However you look at him. But some of us might not like his way, because those who are fighting for power should be ready to hit the president yard. You should be ready to take risk. But Obi is a businessman. Obi is too careful, too smart, too technical, so but he has his own way. So at the end of the day, what work out is when you have people who are always on the street identifying with that brand of the brand. The combination of these two forces, Azorok will be in trouble. But without these different forces coming together, of course, Tinubu will always have his way.
That's his prayer. That is his earnest prayer. So that the coalition will fail. And everybody will now be to his tent, O Israel. And you see, that is exactly what he's trying to do, to pull all the governors and political whatever to one APC party. As what happened in 2023, he believed that, what they were busy doing was the PDP and APC were busy stealing Peter Obi's votes from their state-controlled, the state they controlled as much as they can. Okay? While the revolution was so too much for them to handle, that's why they were able to, because of time now, only better a vote now run against time. So, in trying to make sure that they come up with something that will declare themselves winner, they left 12 states for Peter Obi, including that of FCT, as after they are stealing. Now, Tinubu, in his mind, believe that if he can get more states under his control by the defection of governors and politicians, then he will be able to have the opportunity to steal more votes, because no reasonable person in Nigeria, no right-thinking person in Nigeria, except the person is a mad person or just came from the moon, will cast their vote for APC, for Tinubu in particular, after what the people have gone through in the past 3 years plus. So that's what he's counting on. And he's also praying hard that this coalition will fail, because the coalition will give a little kind of clout to fight off APC in the ADC controlled states, where some governors that came from, that's the only, they don't see the people. The people are not even in the calendar of stakeholders that determines election. For them, politicians, bag of money, INEC, have them at your pocket, and that of the security agencies, then you are a win already, as far as Nigeria election is concerned. But they never saw what happened in 2023 coming. And now they are preparing for even the worst come 2027. That's why you see all of this. I've not seen a country whereby immediately after a new dispensational regime takes over, within months they're already campaigning for the next election. They're not thinking about the next generation. They are just thinking about the next election. That's why they can borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow. But the people themselves do not understand this. That is what we're saying.
Actually, they wouldn't want what happened in 2003 election to repeat itself, 2007. You know, 2007 was big embarrassment to every one of them. The political class was thoroughly beaten by obedience to them. In fact, they were taken unawares.
We told them we are coming.
Anyway, they never expected that. You know, they told people that you see that type of opportunity. You have no structure. You know, it's not possible. So I give it to Tinubu, whether you like it or not, my brother. You know, Tinubu, let's prepare our minds. You know, Tinubu was not in power 2023. If it was Buhari that was in power 2022. Let us stop deceiving ourselves and face reality. You know, in this conversation, people are listening, and some people will not like what the position I'm taking. Some people want me to tell them what they want to hear, but it's not me. I am not built or developed that way. I just have to tell you what I think and what I feel. Then it's left for you to process it. You can process it and digest it and make anything out of it. That is me, and that is how I function. So 2023 is not the same thing as 2027. You know, in 2022. Buhari, from Buhari body language, Buhari never wanted Tinubu to take over power. Tinubu then told Nigerians or his people, it is my turn. After all, I invested so much money to make Buhari the president of Nigeria. It's a fact. The problem we have is that we forget on time. And we are too emotional. We are too religious. Tomorrow night, everybody will go to church. Pastors will start prophesying. Will start. It's predict that they will predict what will happen in 2027. Whether because Ebugoro reports millions of people in the church. So people are empty. So whatever thing you feed into that brain, they will accept it because they have nothing. They don't process how. You say why. When somebody tells you something, you say how. You process. You look at what people don't read. It's only when you read that you can remember what happened maybe yesterday, and then use it to compare or to have an informed opinion of what will happen tomorrow. So as at that time like this, a lot of things worked for people, and Tinubu was not in education. Tinubu was on the corner. He was not in charge of Asoro. But those boys in charge of Asoro never wanted Tinubu to be president. I know. Because for their body language and for what they were doing. But Buhari was not a politician. He was not a politician like Tinubu. But if Tinubu could be in the sideline to fire shot and hijack the institutions
and grabbed it and ran away with it.
Like INEC, hijack police, hijack army. If you can hijack all those big institutions, you know, Muslim didn't work out for him. His age and his health condition didn't work for him. And his records, past records, did again not work for him. That was why people voted en masse for Peter. And then, all of a sudden, he hijacked those things. Because if results were to be allowed, if the polling vote results were to be allowed into the IRF, not even 80% of them were allowed into the IRF. But did INEC use the result? No. Because what P2B was simply asked, what he simply demanded from court is for INEC to come and tell the court how they added those figures to give this number 8.something billion. Give us the form you used in
the summation, yeah.
So that we'll add up those figures. Let's add up. That was why P2B hired Professor of Economics, Professor Eric for UNICEF.
Yeah.
He hired him for that computation to enter those figures for state by state. But INEC refused to punish the tribunal with those results. And up till now, nobody has demanded. Nigerians have not protested.
They've moved on and adjusting to bad governance.
No, which other protests are we waiting for? You will rob
daylight robbery.
Daylight robbery like this. Somebody won election and asking the institution in charge of that election to come and it shows proof that this 8 million something.
How do you come about the numbers?
How you came about the number. And that institution shamelessly, this one is not something. This one is not something that happened into that. Like how they declared the result. It happened early in the morning. But this election, we had this election, it did like this.
Where declare the election.
Yes.
Just like they did in Cameroon.
Tell us how you got this result. And up till now, INEC has not come out to say that, please, we are sorry. This is what happened.
Appoint this one. The man said that what Yusuf did was so. I think the way it goes to 18 here that now the IRF. Now what the IRF or something. He said something about that. That he found flaws in what the guy did. I'm not money to buy people's confidence. But I can't trust any person. Tinubu may appoint to head INEC.
No, Chinedu, we should not trust them. But it's left for the interest of the man. INEC produced those results. No, 2000, yes, please look not perfect. But we need to refer back to that place before we can push out. Before we can even think of 2027. If that issue of there is no need of pushing for 2007. There is no need of asking people to wait. Well, what are they waiting for? What are they exactly waiting for? It's not Nigeria to say, it's either you produce this result.
Or there is no election.
Or nothing. Or nothing. That should be the message.
Exactly. For those watch, I'm going to be see. For those watching on TikTok, if in case you want to come up, you can easily send your request. I'll take you on, okay, so that you can join the conversation. While the people who are watching from the YouTube will be taking your commentaries and that of those who are watching from Facebook or Instagram. Please continue what you're saying.
So it's not Nigeria should not be. I will not be part of it.
Or stand and demand for what is right to happen.
There is nothing wrong with peaceful protest.
No. Even if they want it greedy, we give it them greedy too. It is the right of the people. You cannot say when somebody wants to go and protest, you start intimidating the person. Then the person go change that for you now.
No. The latest we should be organizing is reform INEC and produce 2023 presidential election. Or that is the starting point. If you don't reform this election,
there will be no election. No reform the election. No reform, no election.
If you don't reform it, tell us that, see, you are sorry of that glitch. They said we have glitch. Okay, we agree that we have glitch. Publish the result of River State. Publish the results. Let's results of River State. If you go to IRF, that's let's Chidoka, what's the name of that organization that Chidoka is having? Let Chidoka, because organization that has a lot of fund can fund it. They can fund it. This part of our IBTC, Stanbic IBTC Bank, there's that one from River State. One, I forgot his name. He has an organization like that, NGO. All the good-minded Nigerians should come together, form that activism of reformation of INEC and the complete INEC result from state to state. Because you know why PTB couldn't do it at that time. INEC frustrated him. Apart from frustrating, we know the truth. Labour Party disappointed him. Labour Party agents, not that they disappointed him completely. Labour Party could not be able to monitor the election throughout Nigeria. They don't have polling party or polling agents. So, of course, up to 30% of the results were not collected. If you don't have up to 30% of the results, how would you determine that the election, you won election? You can only speculate. So that was why 80,000 something results were missing. Remember that INEC declared that 80,000 something results were missing. When they downloaded it from IRF, it was blank, meaning that they posted a blank page into the IRF. So the crime and the impunity this INEC as institution committed in 2023, if we allow it to be, what moral justification do you have to stop the army from taking over? Because what you do is civil coup.
Of course.
Democratic.
It's a democratic coup. That's what happened.
You need democratic coup. You have, of course, anyway, because you believe you have power. If the army trying to take over for you, say it's treason, they should be killed. But you did the same thing. The only difference is that you succeeded. That is the only difference. That you succeeded. So if Nigerians cannot insist that this result be produced, and if you don't produce the result, now we've accepted that you need election and you catapulted yourself into the power. This is the time to reform that without online transmission of electronic transmission of those they fully put the result or real life, online real life basis. You don't grade. This one is no matter of grace. If there's any glitch, you cancel the election. You cancel the election in that state or that local government or that location. You cancel the election. The election process must be completed before final declaration. Must be declared and all the cases be trashed out in the court before anybody is
somebody sending me a request. Let me see if it is part of those people or people who want to just be playing game. The person's internet is somehow, I don't think the person's internet is stable enough. Hello, good evening. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, you requested to come up. Do you actually know what we're talking about on this live?
No, sir.
All right, we are talking about good governance. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about elections and what is happening across Africa.
Okay.
So where are you streaming from? Where are you joining us from?
Anambra State.
Oh, we are also streaming from Anambra State too. Okay. So will you be part of the election that will be happening this week?
Okay. For that
governorship election. Yes. Will you vote? Okay, please do. And don't get someone to influence you, maybe ndị na-achọ 5,000 and 1,000. So that
I don't do that.
Okay, that is good. That's what we do here on this platform. We mobilize people for good governance. And that's what we do on YouTube, on Facebook, and on all our social media platforms. We are just new on TikTok so as to educate people, to inform people, and to mobilize people to do the right thing. Because good governance is for everybody. When you have bad governance, then everybody suffers it. So you that has the opportunity, please get along with all of your folks. I know younger generations, young people, they don't care much about it. But now then they suffer and pass. And then be the victims of bad governance pass. You understand? So I just hope you take that message. BVI Channel 1 is preaching it on all our social media platforms. We're also mobilizing the people to do same. Okay? What's your name? Ruben. Okay. You are streaming from Onitsha, I suppose. From where? From Oka? All right. No problem. Good to have you around. Thank you very much for coming by. All right. So that is somebody that joined us from TikTok. I don't actually know how to get people down. I'm new on TikTok. So, yeah.
It's more small, silent.
Yeah. We are streaming more on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook platforms. So we're just trying to.
Asking if he has anything to contribute.
Someone is asking you, do you have anything to contribute or say to what we are talking about? Talking about good governance or Anambra election.
Or security.
How do you assess the government of Anambra State for the past 3 years under Soludo? So what will necessitate your opinion when you are going to vote? I said, what will necessitate your opinion? You say you don't have any opinion on the assessment of governance of the current government. Then how will you determine whom you are going to vote for?
Okay, first of all, I will not vote because of money.
Okay.
Then I'll vote for, if I see that if you can do what you like, then I'll vote for you.
So what are those things? What are those things that you are expecting? To you personally, for your government man now, you say that yes, government have touched my life as a person.
Creating job opportunity.
Okay.
For the youth. Yeah. And also creating awareness.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. That's all you want from the government. All right. No problem. Thank you very much. Anyways.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for coming by.
Anyway, if majority of our people don't know what to expect from government.
Of course, many people don't have much to expect from government.
They don't even understand what good governance is stands for.
That's why we need to continue educating the people, so that people will understand the needful. Because that is the only time you will be able to withstand and do the right thing and insist on the right thing.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Everybody needs security everywhere. In fact, security is the paramount. That's the number one responsibility of government.
Security, but if government cannot create economic opportunities, you cannot guarantee security. If millions of youths in Anambra State are jobless, how can you, if you have security, it's piece of the graveyard. Because you are using instrument of force to force everybody to behave. But not that good behavior is coming from the heart. It's not coming from the heart.
You cannot even guarantee the peace of the graveyard when the people are hungry. A hungry man can behave like a zombie. A hungry man does not think properly. It's not normal that people will give birth to a child and go and sell that child. Other normal or hunger.
Yes.
People are doing unthinkable things to survive.
What we don't, and that is so important in this part of the world, that we commit our time towards educating young people on what good governance stands for. Like NYK is meeting with our group today. So people say that solution illusion. See, to me, illusion means plan, template, road map on how to build road. On how. Because this is why this thing is done. Like, this is why you need good road. Then, how do you then construct that good road? All that plan, vision statement, think about their vision. You have a way to achieve that vision. What am I saying? You know how to build that road. You start by knowing the number of roads in Anambra State, local government by local government, city by city. For instance, on the December freedom, I say that when we from A road, went from B, went from C, and from A road, roads are major roads. The gauge I from A road, they'll be to the mountain. From B, they'll be gauge I now. A kilometer of that from B road, the age around 10 million naira. You hope to say at least their contractors, yellow from A, yellow from B, yellow from C. By the time we define it now, kilometers of road is going on the show. 2,000 kilometers of road, for instance. You will go master plan. You will template. You will see in the next 3 years, about 1,000 kilometers of road. They can be severe. And that is how the governor, while you go now, is define road construction. And not just simply put on a road. Ndi Amara, how many kilometers of road in Anambra State? They say they go 10,000, they go, like Soludo, they go about 450 kilometers of road or so. But why are you defined when you open about Anambra State where 10,000 kilometers of roads? And in 2000, 8,000, not bad. When Soludo was the central bank governor, why have not to say, this is where we are, this is where we were yesterday, and this is where we are now, and this is where we'll be next 5 years. If we can this a plan.
Yeah.
So I expected him now on Anambra State, no delay that foundation for development to take place. Through Chinedu, I am going to development in Anambra State. People are just being confused. If we only need they are just bunch of opportunists. Because this election period, peak period right here, so after Saturday, he has half Soludo have a personal market. You will no longer go to those markets. You will no longer go to those communities or as donated. If we to see the by and the year what they go that is we kind of a so if we make millions of naira alone, some 20,000 then after this Saturday, a week today, no more.
No more.
And Solo Dam acquired a lighthouse. Then I'm going to go there. Also, the day when I don't know. But that is not how to develop a city. In a developed place, a big plan. You have urban and rural planning. You have even electricity plan. You have water plan. You have where is our water plant? I was as a job. But when you have a plan, I'm telling you that about 2,000 plumbers will be engaged and busy for 4 years. How do you know 4 years? About 1,000 of them will be retained for maintenance. So he created all of you, he keep millions of people busy. I wear gaps here. We have gaps in Nigeria and Africa. If Africa use to because the system and when a plan for them, their talents are being wasted. They are wasting the energetic, the youthful energy of these youths. Because you have to channel it into productivity, to use their production and use their education to provide housing, affordable housing, to use their education, their energy to provide water, public pipeline water. Also, no loan on the show because what is the meaning of that? In our often be the solution water. Is it not the seat? You will see where a functional pipeline water. Now, but no money, now they could afford storage. You will meet with landlords, man. Ogafetere Street, you don't go in. It's the one state should invest billions of naira to do. You know? What North route? He provide their government. Or you go country.
Nah, man. These guys, they know all these things, but they don't want to. But the point is, the whole thing boils down on the people. Or when the people wakes up, just like you've seen that a lot of people are mad at on the government. They don't know. They don't know what they to demand. All issue are the politicians are quashing, now everywhere.
And from that, our friend, the public, Rupert, say the actual government create job. How will government create jobs? How many jobs they create? Or how?
The government are they create a job. Government in the is to create an enabling environment for investors to come in. Jobs will be created by itself.
But no. That one is for but they can create job. This one in the example.
That one the one. Hey, what I go?
Job. But everybody need but they create a system. A system everybody need on. No, you put a key into that system.
System gonna solve a societal problem. If the government not solve a problem, problem of construction, problem of maintenance, problem of food production, environmental problems, and the rest of them. Erosion now, but by. Yes,
you know that just in the government, they know that people 100,000 lives. You know that if Anambra State University, which is under Soludo, Professor Soludo, the Department of Computer Science can do somebody graduating there last week, or say that their computer lab is not functional. They say, but do you have computer lab? Or say, yes, they have. But it's not functional, they don't use it. They say they don't go for a lecture. How do you learn the act of computer science or the practicability of that computer science? I say no lecturer better class or they ended up there's a computer lab.
Hi, Nigeria.
Project people see
Chineke mere mmadụ ebere.
So Chinedu biko ide nwere isi na na-ekwe na-anasị asị biko na nekweni ihe ha na-afọ asị problem. People are naive and people are ignorant. People are too timid. Timidity in the man is they will not express themselves. What fear.
What can we do? One idea.
So we'll be saying it like I'm saying it openly now. I'm saying it. Maybe Professor William Chancellor University might give us something. Okay. So I'm gonna the computer department, their computer labs not functional. I'm saying it again. Because that professor for MA election few months ago got 150. And when you get first person, second person, third person can recommend so they will name one then some maybe some university they want as you know, that's as a visitor. So, what I would really the Department of Political Science, a post science student, a computer science student, they allow at function. Why they allow for
Andy, I rap about ya up there now. If Katoku ya that one, but we'll continue talking now. I can help you.
No. He's talking because see, Jesus Christ, I look at 12 people, though. But today, what did he do for Christianity? Good governance. If you buy video good governance, very important governance. Malakita was a southeast from governance.
I'm about now good governance. We've achieved our purpose. That revolution I preach. The revolution of the mind, we've achieved it. At least more people in Kubegu. So I dive into other critical issues, especially TikTok. A lot of people on TikTok need one young girl just that na TikTok or super game can they play a game. But we are going to get to that. We are going to unravel a lot of things, especially as it concerns value, family values, relationship, finding the right partners, because all of these things now check on down to good governance. Because and but the fact government need determine you even kiss you sleep with your wife or your partner. All about governance. Oh my, but you don't have a bonanza na social media.
Because I mean,
that is the point, but people don't understand that. Or you maintain one family. How do you I check out the go. Thank you very much. At least we've done justice for this one today. Ndubisi, thank you for joining. Nketata, Mbose Ozokwa will come back again. That is it. For now, we're wrapping it up on good governance advocacy. We appreciate everyone who had followed us all this while, from the beginning till now. Feel free to join us anytime, any day. And for those who are on TikTok, thank you for coming by. Follow us, stick on our channel. If you want to get the full videos of our activities, go on our YouTube channel, that is BVI Channel 1. Go on our Facebook page. Go on all other social media platforms like Instagram, okay? And follow us there. You will not be disappointed with the kind of quality information where we speak the truth without fear, where we speak undiluted truth to power. Okay, now I'm winding down on this one. Tomorrow is Sunday. Definitely we are going to talk about something more relaxing, something more fun, something more very important, talking about relationship, finding the right partner. A lot of us are on the market for one reason or the other. We are going to address them on this platform. Thank you very much for those. I want to give a very profound gratitude and shout out to Eze Godfrey. You have been here since the time we started this very program. We really, really appreciate you. All right. And we're giving you a follow for that. We hope you stick back again. We'll be coming back on this platform. Feel free to engage us. Feel free to be part of what we're doing. And together we can build a better society. And to you, our usual subscribers on this platform, YouTube, Facebook, thank you for watching this. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep dropping the comments. And together we'll make a better society. And on this, I am signing out from this live broadcast from all our social media platform. Bye bye for now.
Est ainsi proclamé élu le candidat Bia Paul.
Today, a dark chapter in our country's history has come to an end. The Constitutional Council has just announced truncated result awarding a fictitious victory to the outgoing president, Paul Biya.
Nakaa gerezani kwa sababu ya tarehe 29 tu. Kesi imekwisha. Kesi kwisha.
Elections are won, elections are lost by the vote of the people. This election, as you know, did not meet the minimum standards expected of a free, transparent, credible, fair election. It will go down as one of the most controversial elections ever conducted in Nigeria.